Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Economics Studio for class 9. Today I am discussing that how poverty or the ratio of poverty has been estimated, and in my previous video I discussed with you that what is poverty line and how it is determined using the various two methods that we discussed. One was the income and other one was the consumption level. Okay, how the minimum requirements of food and other things, their quantities were multiplied by their prices, and in this way a minimum income has been determined, which is essential to buy the basic needs of our life. And NSSO has played, or it plays a major role to conduct various surveys, and the full form of NSSO is National Sample Survey Organization. However, while making comparison between developing countries or many international organizations like the World Bank, they also used a uniform standard to measure the poverty line or to determine the poverty line. And as per the World Bank, $1.25 was considered necessary for a person to earn every day to buy the minimum basic needs, daily needs of his life. Now, the next topic that I am going to discuss with you is poverty estimates. So, one question is here under let us discuss, that is, why do different countries use different poverty lines? Different countries use different poverty lines because their social norms, society, and their social setup and development level varies. That is why different countries they use different poverty line. So owning a car in United States is not considered a luxury, but in India owning a car is still considered a luxury. Why? Because our per capita income is 10 times less than theirs. Whereas in our country, what we see that per capita income of India is around 1,35,000 something every year for a person. But in United States, it is 10 times more. That is why different countries, as per their per capita income, they use different poverty line, or the minimum requirement or minimum income or consumption level varies because of their income, which varies or differs. So now the topic is poverty estimates. What is the estimated number of poor people, or how many poor people are not able to get all the basic things or living below the poverty line, and whether their situations have improved or not. So it is clear from the table which we have seen in table 3.1 that there is substantial decline in poverty ratio in India, which was 55% in 1973. Means, of course, the poverty line or the number or ratio of poor people has declined in India, which was 55% in 1973, and now it is 36%. It came down in 1993, and further it came down about 26%. It came in 2000. And if the trend continues, means if this reduction or the receding trend will continue, then we can say that in the year 2020 the poverty line may be under 20%. So, although the percentage of poor people or the people living under poverty has declined in these 2 decades, means from 1973 to 83 and 83 to 93, and further also we have seen that it is declining, and latest estimates indicate a significant reduction in the number of poor also, which is now less than 260 million. or 260 million people in India. Now, next topic that is to be discussed with you is what whom we call vulnerable groups. What do we mean by vulnerable groups? And one table is also given here: estimates of poverty in India. And in 1973-74, what was the estimate or number of poverty ratio in rural, urban, and then in combined also, and number of poor in million? So in 1973-74, what this table is showing, and the source of this table 3.1 is of course Economic Survey of 2002 and 3, Ministry of Finance, Government of India. So in 1973-74, in rural area, the poverty ratio as a percentage of the population was 56.4, and in urban area it was 49, and combined was 54.9% out of total Indian population. They were living in poverty. In 93-94, means after 20 years, the rural poverty ratio has come down to 37.3%. And in urban area in 1993-94, it was 32.4, and combined poverty ratio has reduced from 54.9 to 36% in 93-94. Again in 99-2000, it is showing that in rural area the poverty ratio has come down from 37% to 27.1% in rural area, and in urban area from 32.4% to 23.6%. And in combined, what we see that poverty ratio in India has been in 99-2000 is 26.1. It means that 260 million of the people living in India, they are poor or they are living below the poverty line. And number of poor, when we see in million, in rural area 261 million people in rural area and 60 million people in urban, and combined 321 in 1973-74. In 93-94, it is 244 million in rural area and 76 million in urban area. And urban area, what we see that number of poor in million has increased. It shows that due to migration, due to a scarcity of jobs and other opportunities in villages, have made the people to shift or to migrate themselves to the rural urban area, and that is why the number of poor in urban area has increased, and combined is 320 million. And we should also keep in mind that our population has also grew rapidly in these decades. And in 99 or 2000, the number of poor in million was 193 million in 99-2000, and in rural area, and in urban it was 67. Means as a whole, what we see that the number of poor has declined, and now it is 260 million people, those who are living below the poverty line. So in this way, we have seen that this poverty estimates or this survey has shown us that the poverty or the number of poor people has certainly declined, and if this reduction will continue, of course we will become able to improve the lives of the people and bring down the number of poor people at its lowest. Now next topic is vulnerable groups. What do we mean by vulnerable groups? Already I have discussed with you that what is vulnerability and how vulnerability used to measure the probability of poor people, why they are poor and they will remain poor. So vulnerable groups are the groups who have no education, who are coming from poor and backward caste, and who have no opportunity, and they are seen as inferior and living a very difficult life. So the proportion of people living below poverty line, in this with what we see, that the proportion of people below poverty line is also not same for all social groups. Means the people are divided in various social groups because of the caste system or because of the economic and social divisions, and number of poor people is not same in all the economic or social categories in India. Social groups which are more vulnerable, more weaker, or more poor to poverty, they are scheduled caste and scheduled tribe households. Similarly, among the economic groups, those who are vulnerable, they are the rural agricultural labor household. Means those who have no land, they are living in village, working on the farms, that they do not possess or own any land. They are the vulnerable groups. And the following graph 3.1, which is shown here, here it will show you that how average for poor below poverty line for all groups in India is 26, but 51 out of 100 people belonging to scheduled tribes are not able to meet their basic needs. Means half of the population of scheduled tribes and scheduled caste, they are not able to meet even their basic needs. It means that there is inequality, there is means more poverty than in other social and economic groups. And about 50% of landless agricultural laborers or workers and 43% of scheduled caste, they are also poor. And the double disadvantage, they belong to a poor economic or social group, and they also have no job, they also have no education, so they are in double disadvantage group. One, they are socially boycotted, they are socially seen as inferior, and on the other side what we see, that they do not have opportunity, they do not have better condition or better suitable life, or their lives are not improving, and they are still working as a landless or casual wage labor household in the socially disadvantaged group of their community. And some recent studies have shown that except for the scheduled tribe household, all the other three groups, that is scheduled caste, rural agricultural laborers, and the urban casual labor, there is a decline in poverty since 1990s. But only in scheduled tribe household, this decline, the decline is not visible or it is not rapid. So now next topic that I will discuss with you, that why the Indian states are also showing disparity, or there is unequal distribution of poor people in various states, that we will discuss with you in my next class. Thank you, boys. Thank you. In my next class, I will discuss with you again the next topic and revision of the second chapter, which will come in the exam, that I am also going to discuss with you. Thank you.